back to my channel. My name is Jackie. This is where I share tips and thoughts about personal growth, life design, and entrepreneurship. So today I'm super excited because I'm showing you how I organize my life on Notion. I don't know about you, but I get super excited about good project management tools. I've gone through a lot and this is a great one. I've been using Notion for about 5 years now. I use it to organize my personal life. My entire company, which is a software development agency, runs on Notion. For those of you who have never heard of Notion, Notion is an application that blends all your work tool into one. The way I would describe it is kind of like a Google Doc plus Sheets plus Airtable plus Asana, and all baked into one app. It sounds a little complicated, but the great thing about Notion is that it could be as simple as you make it. You could just use it as a doc, or it could be as complex as you make it. You can create entire dashboards to run your company, your life on it, and it just all depends on how you use it and what you need it for. So without further ado, let me show you my dashboard. Okay, so this is my main dashboard. I keep my personal dashboard fairly simple. I don't really want to overcomplicate things. It has a menu of the main things I'm currently working on, a to-do list, and a monthly overview, and also a calendar at the bottom. The purpose of this menu is to call out important sections that are currently my priority. Technically, I could use the Notion menu on the left, but I like that this is a bit more organized. I can pull in different things into the menu as they become my current focus. So let's say if I want to start focusing on financial journal and actually want to add this here to pay more attention to it, I can do that. And then what I do is I do a page link out. Yeah, so I'll have to search for it. There it is. So these icons I actually get from a site called Notion VIP. They have really awesome icons, super minimal, and I really like them. So let's say I want to use the piggy bank for this, and you just go to link and use that as the icon. I'll put the link below. Super awesome. A great way to kind of keep your dashboard more minimal rather than using the traditional emojis. Okay, so let's get rid of this for now. Okay, so this is my daily to-do. This is where I start my morning and plan out the to-dos for the day. I'll look at the menu and also my monthly goals below and figure out what is it that I need to do today to make sure I'm making progress on these goals. And then I also add the to-dos as they come up during the workday. So I've set up the filter so that it doesn't show things that are checked off. For example, let's say I finish monthly accounting, so that'll disappear because I have this filter set up. And what I really like about this to-do list is that every to-do can technically turn into its own page. So if I want to jot down some quick note, need to look at statement, I can do that. These are quick notes that will help me complete the task faster. So this is a great place to do that. Let's go back to this menu. Every one of these sections have different formats. Some are notebooks, brain dump, some are elaborate dashboards that I've built over time. Savage Digital is my company. It's a software development agency. And out of all the menu items, this is actually the most elaborate one. It links out to my company's Notion, which has dashboards and templates for different departments. I won't be going into that this video because I want to focus more on the personal side of Notion, so I'll make a separate video on how I organize my company with Notion. The second item is my personal brand dashboard. This is where I keep all things related to my personal brand, YouTube, Instagram, future projects. Just like the other dashboard, I always start with the goals. I like to keep my goals very visible so that as I'm planning out my tasks, my day, I always have my eyes on the prize. And then I have a quick to-do list just to jot down something that I need to do. It's kind of redundant with my task board, but I just like to have a place where I can put down quick to-dos. And then below that, I have my important documents. Learning notes is where I jot down everything I've learned related to building a personal brand, YouTube channel, or just random notes. It's a notebook. And then accountability is a dashboard where my friend Moni and I take notes on our progress for our weekly accountability session. So that's a note that I shared with her. So as you can see so far, each page has different formats and you can basically build out whatever layout that works for you. So below all of this, I have a task board. It's built with the table function. The default view looks like this, but we're viewing this currently in the board view so that the cards are actually organized by their statuses. And below that, I have another board where I dump all my content ideas. And as I complete each stage, I'll move the card over. So again, what I really love about this is that every card can turn into its own page, its own dashboard. So this is where my last video script was. I have my outline, my script, and each page can have other pages nested into this. So flexible. And then below all of this, I keep my brand pillars. These are the things that I want my brands to currently focus on. So as I'm planning out content, I'm always referring to this table for ideas and also to make sure my ideas and tone always fit under these 3 pillars. At least for now. Over time, I definitely see myself expanding on more topics, but for now, it keeps me sane to stay organized and focused to constantly come back to refer to this. So yeah, that was an example of a mini dashboard. Over time, I'll definitely continue to add more modules to it, but I also have sections where it's not as organized, right? Some of these are just notebooks where I dump notes. An example of that is my programming notebook. It's a complete mess. I can definitely organize this better. But so far this works because every time I need to look up something, I'll just use the search function. Same with my French notebook. It's just a dump of notes with slightly more organization. So I took French in high school, but like most people who learn a language in high school, upon visiting the country, I realized that I knew nothing. So last year I decided to pick it up again. And for the last year, I had been self-studying and recently finally felt comfortable enough to work with a tutor. So these are all my notes from the sessions with my teacher, Stephanie. I have vocab tables, random sentences, notes for what to do in the next class and what I need to work on. So yeah. Okay, moving on to travel. There's not much traveling happening right now, but this is where I usually dump my notes for travel planning. Again, each list item can turn into its own page, and you can share those pages with whoever you're traveling with. So it's pretty handy for planning group trips, rough schedule, to-do, activity planning. Lastly on the menu is my trading notebook. In the past, I've always done index funds and robo-investing, but recently I have been learning how to swing trade. So this is kind of where I dump all my notes, to-dos, and also link outs to my trading spreadsheet on Google Sheets. That's another great thing about using Notion. Even if you are using other tools like Google Sheets, Airtable, Trello, whatever, you can still use Notion as the hub and link out to all these tools. It's just so flexible and easy to customize. So that is my main dashboard. It's pretty simple in my opinion, and I didn't build this overnight. It kind of started piling on as I built more notes. There are some other honorable mentions, notes that aren't in the main focus, but I still used from time to time. For example, SOP stands for Standard Operating Procedure. I know I'm super weird, but I like writing out step-by-step instructions for life tasks that I don't really enjoy doing, but I have to do. So every month I will export and look at my expenses, which is not fun to do. But with an SOP, I can just turn off my brain and follow the steps. It makes a lot of not enjoyable tasks much easier. And next is my lesson learned table. This is where I keep all the quotes of things I've learned over the years that have really impacted me or resonated with me. These are things from books, podcasts, movies, people I've met. And from time to time, I'll come back to this page to remind myself to practice the things that I've learned. So that covers all of my most used pages on Notion. Like I mentioned, this wasn't built overnight. It started with a simple note page, and I slowly added pages and components that serve different purposes. Don't feel like you have to overdo it. The more you use Notion, the better you can figure out which modules work best for you, and just slowly build upon it. So that is all I have for you today. I am planning on making an entire separate video for how I organize my company on Notion. That will be a separate one because it's going to be a longer, more detailed breakdown of how I create dashboard, how I create template, and how I have different views for different departments of the company. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you soon.